All right, I'm going to be doing a Tears of the Kingdom any percent run, playing on the version 1.0, which is the fastest version. And I'm ready to start when everyone's ready. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So the start of this run has a pretty difficult 1.0 exclusive trick. Failing it is pretty much a reset when you're going for a PB, so we'll see how that goes. And we're going to be going out of bounds right as soon as we gain control of Link, and then we have to do a bunch of fairly precise cutscene skip trigger skips. All right, so we're out of bounds. I hit the cutscene. Unfortunate. That one is a pretty precise jump to get over. So I think I'm just going to go out of bounds again and not have to deal with that cutscene. It's probably not that much faster than just playing normally. Go over here and jump over this next gap. Oh, jeez. Determined to get it. I can't back out now. Oh my goodness. So yeah, this out of bounds is like extremely precise. There's only a couple pixels that actually work. And everything is extremely dark too. Zelda wants me to talk to her. I'm not going to do that. Okay. 4, 5, so that's around the last cutscene. So we should be home free. So we can chain these jump attacks together and kind of fly across everything. I'm actually really high. Okay. So that's the intro done pretty poorly, but we're finally through that. Yeah, so that the picture is a little bit dark on this monitor. John's real quick, but unfortunately we don't have to deal too much with the picture quality anymore. So now we get to enjoy this extremely long cutscene that nobody likes to watch. The short of it is that Zelda dies, and Link almost dies, and that's about it. So after the cutscene, we're going to be dropped into a tutorial island, much like in Breath of the Wild, the Great Plateau, where we're going to have to complete 4 shrines, get all the abilities, and then we'll finally be able to leave that tutorial. And we're going to go straight to the end of the game afterwards. Yo, shout out to Chaotic Ace for the raid. Thank you so much.
scatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. Zelda. You who carries that fragile sword. A link. Laurel placed his faith in you. And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
So this cutscene is, I think, 4 minutes. So actually, runners are able to skip doing that intro section and just start after this cutscene if they want to, and forfeit the potential rough minute time save you can get from going out of bounds, which is pretty nice if you're just trying to practice up on the important stuff of the game. Alright, cutscene is over. And we're rewarded with a precise jump, the most precise jump in the game. So it's really awesome when you're on a good pace and then you have to fail this one. So the Master Sword was like kind of destroyed, and we get it here, and we're not really going to use it. Well, actually, we are going to use it for this precise jump. If we weren't able to pick this up, we actually wouldn't be able to do the jump. Oh, that was so close. Again, a little bit of a bad angle there. Okay, there we go. So that is a pretty precise jump. You could barely make it on top of that ledge. The ledge is actually like higher up than from where you're even jumping from. And as I'm running, I'm pulling out my sword and putting it away and crouching and doing all this weird movement. It's ever so slightly faster than just running and walking. It hurts your hands after a while. Alright, so we're climbing up here. And the reason why we did that skip is because up at the top of this hill, we are going to get wings. And wings are very important for getting across the air. It's faster than running. It's really faster than any movement that you can do. We only have 3, but we are going to do a dupe glitch that will get us really infinite amount. You can get as many as you want. We're only going to use about 12. we just gotta run over here. We're gonna pick up the Purapad, which lets us warp. It's not that much, not really used for that much else. But we do need it to progress. We're kind of stuck in this little area here. There's like an invisible wall. So if you're familiar with Breath of the Wild, it's just the Sheikah Slate. It's pretty much one-to-one. All right, so back to the wings. Using wings is useful, but we don't really have any good way to get on them, so I'm going to attempt to just run off the edge and hopefully land on a wing. All right. So we're going over to Temple of Time. Temple of Time will trigger the ability to enter the shrines that I mentioned earlier. And while we're waiting, I'm going to dupe these wings. So I'm going to select the wings in my pause menu and then hit B and Y on the same frame. And now I have 16. And we're going to use that for a couple other items. It's extremely broken. And I'm going to place a wing here. So the reason why I place that wing is because after this cutscene, I'm going to land on a wing and not be touching the ground of Temple of Time. So when I void out, it's not going to place me here. It's going to place me on the last place where I was touching the ground. And that would be back up at the Purapad. Run over here. All right. So now, hopefully this wing doesn't, okay. Sometimes the other wing will push you around and it's not fun. So we're headed up to that shrine way up there. We're gonna pick up some bombs in this cave. And like in every Zelda game, bombs are pretty useful. We're gonna be using them a bunch in the Great Sky Island. Oh, okay. Link slipped a bit there. And we're going to pick up the shield. And we're just doing this kind of silly climb. Uh-oh, am I gonna make it? So the first shrine is pretty simple. It's actually kind of an auto-scroller. You're waiting for a cycle towards the end. So there isn't much to do. We're going to get the Ascend ability, which is a pretty cool ability. It's really good for like exploring caves and stuff. Unfortunately, it's not used all that much in any percent. Oh yeah, there's this guy. This is like the king of Hyrule or something. He tells you what to do. So yeah, in the route I'm doing, I shouldn't have to use Ascend anywhere outside of the shrine unless I mess up. And we gotta wait for this platform over here, so there's a good amount of leeway. And for the first shrine, we can't skip this cutscene. It's so long. There is more out of bounds. I won't be going out of bounds until after we get off of the Great Sky Island. So when I get out of the shrine, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna use Amiibo. It's, you know, you love them, you hate them. They're a little bit faster for runs, but actually, I'm pretty sure that Player 5 got the world record, the actual world record, without Amiibo, like this morning or last night. So congrats to him. So I'm going to get I'm going to use the Amiibo to get some Fleet Lotus Seeds, which are used to make a speed potion. They have a tier 3 property to them, so I can run extremely fast for 5 minutes. Assuming I get the, oh, first try. Wonderful. And now that we have a shield, we don't have to do that runoff shenanigans. I missed the deep there. I think that might have failed again. No, that works. Okay. So I had to get 2 extra bombs there, and I have to have 10 Fleet Lotus Seeds by the time I reach the cooking pot. And I also have to talk to this construct here. He gives us the energy cell, which is used to like power up these Zonai devices, which is kind of like fun little like constructions you can make and play around with. We actually don't use any of them in any percent, but if you don't get it there, you will have to watch a longer cutscene later on. Oh, there it is. And I need that ruby because rubies deal an insane amount of damage. Picking up this shield for extra durability. You can beat the game with just this one shield, but it's a little bit safer to have one more. Unfortunately, I do need to get another bomb, so I'll have to dupe an extra. So now I'm running way faster than I was able to. So now we're getting the fuse ability, which is easily the most important ability in any percent. It allows you to attach and detach items from your weapons and shields and arrows. And it's just amazing at like dealing damage or having like extra properties on your shield. So if I get this arrow shot right, I can get the chest I'm about to shoot to land up near me instead. Nice. Hello? There we go. So I'm attaching a bomb to my shield here, and you can get big jumps with it. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of bomb boosts and wings all over the place on my way to the next shrine. This is maybe my favorite segment. It's very short, and there's a lot of bomb boosts all around the place. It's pretty fun. Just barely made that, okay. I think I'll cross this river. It's a little close. And you can carry momentum of like movement, like with that wing. If you jump off of it, you'll get an extra speed. A little bit low on that. Gonna try to set ourselves up for another bomb boost. I actually don't want to even have these bombs in my inventory. I duped a few too many. So the third ability we're getting is Alter Hand, which is another pretty useful ability, but in any percent, we're actually not even going to use it in the shrine. We're only going to use it in the next shrine to save like 4 seconds, so extremely useful. So the wing I attach to my shield gives me extra shield jump distance. So right here, just barely make that jump. And it also gives you extra height too, so we can make a jump up to this rail and grind on it. So you're supposed to do like all these puzzles where you like use the Ultra Hand to bring objects over into place and build bridges and like put something on, I don't even know, you put something on the rail, but completely unnecessary. Okay, I'm gonna reset that. I need that ruby. So we're going to the Temple of Time again. This time we're able to open that door that was in front of us. Still not done with Great Sky Island though. I kind of forget why, but you come over here thinking that you can leave the Great Sky Island, and then you're told that you need to go back and get one more shrine. I don't really know why. So it's kind of a bait. So we're getting the recall ability, mostly just used inside a shrine, like pretty much all the abilities. Any percent is able to kind of ignore most of the abilities besides Fuse. You're supposed to use recall on these gears that you're going to see to climb up to this upper section of Temple of Time, but because we have the wing shield, we can just use a shield jump to get up there. All right. So we're supposed to try to open this door. We're just going to cancel right out of it. And the king tells us that we're not strong enough and we have to have 4 hearts to open this door, because that's how opening doors works. And in order to get 4 heart containers, we have to have 4 of these light blessings, which we get from beating each shrine. So he's going to show us where the last shrine is. We actually passed right by it at the start of the Great Sky Island. This time we can just warp to it, though. So we're back in that room where we had to do the cog skip jump. But we have Ascend now, so I'm just going to do Ascend into this little ledge here. Whoa, I got cog skip again. So this is probably the most difficult shrine. So the game wanted you to use recall on that clock and make one of them go backwards and they'll be moving together in sync. But with Ultra Hand, they kind of made an oversight, I guess, or maybe they intended, where you can just stick the 2 timers together and then they're just stuck together and you can get through that gate. And that's our one use for Ultra Hand. So now we're kind of doing the same movement that we did to get a Temple of Time again. There's no other faster way. We're just going to wing back over and actually open the door for real this time. All right, so we just have to run to the end of this hallway once we finish this cutscene, and there's a pretty cool jump coming up. Definitely the swag jump of the run. And that's the end of the tutorial. So now we can finally open up the rest of the game. And of all the places we could go to, we are just going to go straight to the end. So I mentioned that rubies are extremely powerful, and there is a big fight at the end of the game, and we're just going to chuck a bunch of rubies at them. So I'm going to get about 25 to 30. Oh, goodbye. Gonna do a little readjustment. I'll do one more. Okay, that's more than enough. All right, so you're normally supposed to go in that big hole there, but there is an out of bounds over here. And you can do a fall damage cancel with some menuing. If I died there, I'd have to do that entire wing over again, so very important. All right, so we're gonna do an infinite height clip. We're gonna clip through the ceiling with these fall damage cancels. And so we're out of bounds. Okay, so we are now entering the depths, which is like the lower level underneath the overworld. And right now it's loading in all the stuff that we get to skip. All these rooms here is what you would have to go through casually. And there's a whole bunch of enemies difficult enemies, and I'm not good at the game, so I'm not going to fight any of them. But you have to get back in bounds, and it's not that simple. I'm going to be trying to ragdoll clip, so if Link is in a state of ragdoll, he can actually clip back in bounds. And I got it. Okay, so this part's kind of scary. I will get killed by any damage I deal to myself with these rubies. Oh, okay. Wow, this is awesome. Okay, I got him. So I'm using the recall to cancel my throws and immediately grab another ruby to throw. That's the hardest, hopefully. Hopefully the hardest phase. So I'm picking up some stuff here for the final fight with Ganondorf. Need that horn. And I got them all in one hit, nice. And this is the last phase. Played a little bit safe here. Okay, so that's the end of that fight. So now it enters the boss rush mode. So any dungeons you didn't beat, it's gonna make you fight the boss of that dungeon here. But I'm not gonna fight them. You can actually clip past the wall that is opened up once you beat them. And the army has loaded in the trigger to fight Ganondorf. So we're actually gonna do another one of these clips. And again, we have to get back in bounds. It's not like some other Zelda games where like you kind of just clip back in by walking into the out of bounds wall. Really? Thought that would work. This clip is a little bit more precise than the others. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna drop down a little bit more and set myself up. Okay, there we go. I am very low on health. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do before we fight Ganondorf is we are gonna make our damage output extremely insane. I'm gonna duplicate items into Link's hand. And I'm gonna fuse this to my halberd. So I'm holding 5 halberds in my hand when I'm attacking. Okay, that's phase 1. And that's phase 2. So he always dodges your first attack and tries to flurry rush you, but then you can just flurry rush him right back. All right. Oh yeah, and also because I didn't beat Caldera, the first boss of that boss rush, the fight with Ganondorf is kind of glitched out there. That's why it said I was fighting Caldera and it had that music playing. It's the fight music is way more intense if you're actually playing the game. So the last phase is this dragon fight. It's a little bit of a weird fight because I don't have the paraglider. I probably should have mentioned that. You can get a paraglider in this game, but with the fall damage cancels, we don't need them. This fight is kind of slow if you don't do it right, so we'll see. Oh yeah, so I'm holding those glitched halberds in my hand, but Link is pulling the Master Sword, so this cutscene looks kind of silly. But as I was mentioning, we're going to try to get a 2-cycle. I'm going to try to destroy these 2 eyes on the demon dragon's back, and then get back onto the Zelda dragon, and then jump down and get 2 more eye hits. The fight is a little difficult. You have to be pretty fast and be in the right position, or else the Zelda dragon, the one that I'm on, will not be in the right position for me. I actually need to drop these glitched halberds. Alright, so when I fuse that, I actually only need to hit these eyes 3 times instead of 4. got pushed back a little bit, but I think I'll be fine. Alright, so now we just need to get onto the Demon Dragon's head. And I might have gotten the quick kill. I'm a little low. We'll see. No! Oh my gosh, I was so close to landing, but I missed it. All right, so we'll have to, you know, get the normal noob strat here. Yeah, he's gonna fly around a little bit more. Just more of the music that people like here. So I don't have a paraglider, so this is how I get over here. I need to do these backwards jump slashes. All right, so that's the fight. So the last thing to do is to catch Zelda and grab her hand. So time is coming up in about a minute. So time's coming up. And time. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. The start of that run was very rough with the multiple intro fails, but I'm glad that it seemed like everything else went pretty well. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for having me on to play this. And Luigi's Mansion is up next. I'll actually be on commentary for that, so I'll be kind of sticking around. Yeah, that's it. Shoutouts to the Tears of the Kingdom community, and as well as just the Zelda community in general. Yeah.